So good, so good, so good.
Everything you want for summer is at Nordstrom Rack stores now, and up to 60% off. Stock up and save on the brands you love like Vince, Sam Edelman, Frame, and Free People. Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
Ready to soundtrack your summer? With Red Bull Summer All Day Play, you choose a playlist that fits your summer vibe the best. Are you a festival fanatic, a deep end DJ, a road dog, or a trail mixer? Just add a song to your chosen playlist and put your summer on track. Red Bull Summer All Day Play. Red Bull gives you wings. Visit redbull.com/brightsummer ahead to learn more. See you this summer.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Filmmakers Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk filmmaking, from indie film to studio films to high-end TV, documentaries, and everything in between. How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try not to royally F it up, in a very, very humble opinion. I'm Giles Alderson. I'm currently over in Bulgaria editing my latest feature film, the supernatural horror Samadiva. But filmmakers, listening, you amazing people, today is a massive doubleheader. We are talking about a deep dive into the survival horror sensation that everyone is talking about. Send help. In the first half, we are joined by the architectural minds behind the film. First, here's a man who needs no introduction, but I'm doing one anyway. The architect of modern horror and the superhero blockbuster, from The Cabin in the Woods of Evil Dead to the original Superman trilogy and the masters of Doctor Strange. Please welcome the legendary Sam Raimi. He is joined by his powerhouse producing partner and the president of Raimi Productions, Zainab Azizi. Zainab has been the driving force behind a string of recent hits, including the high-concept thriller 65, the Netflix hit Don't Move, and the upcoming Locked. Together, they break down how they navigated a grueling 11-week shoot in Australia and Thailand to bring this visceral story, Send Help, to life. Then, in part 2, myself and Dom Noir sit down with the film's co-lead. He is an actor who's evolved from a YA icon in The Maze Runner into one of the most versatile performers working today, shining in everything from Love and Monsters to playing Dan Aykroyd in Saturday Night, and his award-winning turn in Twinless. And he's here to talk about playing the boss from hell turned helpless survivor in Send Help. It is Dylan O'Brien. We are talking island survival, the return of the Raimi cam, and how to keep a two-hander thriller feeling like a massive cinematic event. So grab your notebooks. First of all, let's welcome to the Filmmakers Podcast, Sam Raimi and Zainab Azizi. By the way, this is on our YouTube channel. If you want to see Dom interviewing these legends, then go to our YouTube channel and click the link and say thank you on the comments and all that wonderful stuff. Anyway, enjoy the first part of this week's Filmmakers Podcast.
How are you both doing?
Great.
Very good. What's that you're wearing? Is that a puka shell?
So this is from a location recce, and I put a gold chain on it to sort of enthuse myself for.
Are you a filmmaker?
I'm a filmmaker. Yes, yeah.
Great.
We're the Filmmakers Podcast, so we love talking about process and we love making films, and yeah.
I like your shirt too.
Thank you.
Very on theme.
Now your shoes are another story.
Shoes are a conversation starter. So
And conversation ender as far as I'm concerned.
Apparently we're on the fashion police.
Okay. Fair enough. There's always notes. I saw the poster yesterday. We were in yesterday for another interview with Dylan, and I was like, I'm not feeling summery enough. So today I've come in the shirt. But let's talk about this excellent movie.
Usually wardrobe is supposed to speak for itself.
Okay.
As a filmmaker, as you know,
Yes.
we don't want to wear something and tell the audience why we're wearing it. It's got its own story.
Subtext.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. I like that a lot. So
Okay, next interview.
yeah, next interview. So congratulations on the film. I really loved it.
Thanks, man.
I thought it was so much fun.
Which movie did you see?
Send Help.
Yeah.
Send Help.
Just checking.
And it was so unexpected. And I think original films that have this kind of interesting sort of tonal blend are quite rare. And myself and Giles, who watched it from the podcast, we were just laughing and all the way through, and it was just never sure where it was going to go. So let's talk, because I mean, this is the first sort of original IP you've done in a little while, a little bit of a return to roots, you might say. What was the genesis of you both getting involved in this, the sort of first idea, the development, all that kind of fun stuff?
Maybe it should start at the beginning with you.
It started in 2019, a general meeting with the writers, Mark and Damien. We hit it off. We wanted to make a movie together, and they sent over a document of a couple of movie ideas. And this log line of Linda Little really caught my eye. It's very original, but also very universal. So the story is based on an original idea by the writers, and we developed it into full feature pitch, brought it to Mr. Raimi to produce, and then he attached to direct, and the rest was history. That's the short version.
Okay, so the long version. the long version. I mean, let's talk about the pitch.
Okay.
Because, as filmmakers, that's a hugely important part of,
Yes.
not just an idea, like whoever you're bringing it to, whether you're pitching to a director or a production company or investors or the cast. What was that sort of moment? Like, are you talking pitch decks? What was there? Are we talking a finalized script that people are quite comfortable with?
Yes. Well, when I work with Sam, before I bring in any writers to pitch, I always do a practice pitch. So with Mark and Damien, I said, that's the movie. Can you come in and can we have a practice rehearsal? I will tell you, Mark and Damien are one of the best pitchers in town.
Right.
They're so convincing. They're just beautiful storytellers. And they're very animated as well, which helps in selling. And that was, I guess that answers your question on how to pitch. It's just making sure you can captivate the audience, or whether it's studio executives or producer, director. Keep it short. I would say 25, 30 minutes max. That's key. Because after that, you lose steam in attention.
And you can overpitch, right?
Yes.
You can definitely overpitch.
And you want to leave room for wiggle for any, questions and development.
So, I mean, just a question for both of you on the pitching side.
Mm-hmm.
What are the sort of key elements? Are we talking like bringing presentations with you? What are some do's and don'ts in terms of like what makes you interested, makes you, okay, I'm not sure about this one?
That's a great question.
We've done it a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
We've made posters. We've had storyboards in some of the pitch sessions we've been in based on different pitches that we gave. But really, it's what Zainab said. It's about being concise, hooking the listener so that they understand the character and understand the dramatic dynamic they're placed in, so that they can imagine, oh, that would make a good story. That sounds like a good setup for comedy, adventure. It's interesting. And then letting them have some space for their own imagination to fill in the blanks.
That's it, because you want someone else to feel like they can have their input into it, whoever you're pitching to, right? You don't want it to be a closed book.
That's right.
Exactly. And if you have a first-time filmmaker, usually what we typically do is, as I mentioned, we will have a storyboard of a specific scene, whether it's a scare set piece, just so we can tell the studio executives or the financiers that we do trust our director. And here is an example of why.
Great.
This is his or her
so they
version.
Can see a bit of a vision.
Exactly.
Lovely. Okay, so we'll sort of jump into your part of receiving the pitch. What were your sort of first impressions? And then maybe what's your process in terms of, okay, how are we going to get this made? And also, what's your vision on top of what's been written and how you like to adapt the script?
My first impression was, no.
Interesting.
It's a little corny.
Interesting. Okay.
And then my second thought was, well, that's what I do. I make corny stories.
Make corny stories well.
Thank you.
That's the distinction, because you can make them well and it's enjoyable, and you can make them badly and they're not enjoyable.
Yeah. So I thought it's just right. And then we started working on it, but I did find it to be interesting. I like the underdog story that Zainab and the writers pitched. I really liked that the underdog had a chance to be in a situation where the hierarchy of the business world didn't hold her down anymore. And he wasn't artificially propped up into a position of power because that's the way things are. On the island, the device of the island strips away all this, and they're really seen, they are only what they are. And she's talented. She's got skills and a dynamic to her. And he's nothing but a boss in the modern world, and he's worthless on the island. And her skills really come to the top. And I loved watching that. And that hook that they pitched was great for a beginning. I mean, I knew it had to go further, and they had some ideas to take it further, but that was a good first act.
Amazing. So, I mean, let's just talk about a little bit, because I mean, the film starts slightly more in that office setting. It's that kind of slightly more playful introduction to that world to start with in the first act that we just discussed. And then it becomes like very much a character piece, and it sort of develops into a thriller. Was that always in the script? Like, did you always have that in mind? Because I feel like there is a tonal shift, and it sort of maybe gets more serious and maybe hooks you in more into their relationship. And there is a bit of a flip sort of as things go forward.
There is. That was the opening dynamic, though, that the writers came up with. And then what they had written was really the most appealing part of the second and third acts for me was that it kept you guessing as to what would come next. So we pushed in the development of the script one aspect which was not highlighted back then, which was character identification. I felt that the way to keep the audience really guessing was if we could enhance the identification switcheroo. And after following this underdog and rooting for her and hating the boss, if we could change the dynamic and start rooting for him somehow, I thought it would really be a whodunit or what the hell. And the audience would know what's coming next. And then if we could bring it back again, that would be an ultimate feat of storytelling. What's the worth of that? I can't tell you, but I hadn't seen that before. And the originality of it itself, that script and that situation offered to do that was unique, and I thought worthy of a motion picture experience. If we could pull it off, otherwise it would be a real mess.
I think you did. I mean, I think that was one of my sort of feelings going through as an audience member all the way through. Obviously, like very much on side with Rachel McAdams' character in the start. I don't think I lost her in the middle, but I gravitated slightly more, thinking like, I'm really questioning what she's doing now, and like, why is she? But then, I think you've built up enough in her that you're kind of not hating her at any point. But he starts to get these redeeming features, which I think is very like well played and very subtle in terms of how to bring him back and make him likable. I mean, how did you develop those sides with the actors? I mean, we'll get onto casting in a little bit, but it would just be interesting to know like, how much was written. This is where they flip. This is where this changes. I want you to slightly go more in this direction. And how much was you figuring it out kind of on set and in those sort of conversations?
The story beats, I think, that Shannon and Swift were very clear about in their script. But the actual making of it to make it happen was more about the actors and decisions that we would make together. For instance, the level to which you hate Dylan's character at the beginning, he really wanted to push it, and I was afraid. I thought, Dylan, remember what we're doing is we're going to lose the audience identification with her if we're successful, and we're going to identify with you again. I want to make sure you're not irredeemable. And he said, no, it'll be even better if I can go to that point and then win them back, then we've done a real feat. I thought, I still don't know the worth of what we're doing, but yes, he's right. We might as well go for it. He took a lot of convincing of me because I was afraid we wouldn't get them back, and then we would have a big mess on our hands of, I don't like either one of these characters. But he pushed me to do it, and he was right, and I will forever thank him.
I think there's like micro likability moments that are sort of found there. Like even when he's being obnoxious in the office, there's sort of moments where he's a little bit at least upfront, and you think, okay, well he's a douchebag, but at least there's some small character that might be redeemable. And I think that's like as much as an actor and finding the tone as a director, I'm guessing as well, and making sure that he's not overdoing the one note kind of bad guy sort of routine.
Yes, I think you're right.
So let's talk about the casting, how you got the actors cast. I mean, Dylan, we've already discussed a little bit in detail. But Rachel is just such a transformative, incredible role. And she has to do so much to flip from that intro character into her confident sort of huntress, finale. And I don't know many actors that could hold that role to that level and play the comedy and play the drama and make it all believable. It's a really, really tough thing to sort of pull off. So yeah, let's talk about how that conversation started, and was it easy? And
what do you think?
I can talk about her physical transformation, and Sam could maybe explain about her attachment. But
perfect, yeah.
We were very mindful about her physical transformation. And we worked with our makeup, Kiara, our costumes, Anna Gahill, our survivalist, Kai for now. And with Rachel, we worked very, very closely to make sure every decision, whether it's her costumes, her choice of makeup, the way she does her hair, the amount of sleep she's getting, how early she comes into the office, all affect the way she looks. We did a little bit of padding underneath the clothing. She eats, she's not eating the healthiest meals because she can't afford the best, meals. She doesn't shop at Whole Foods, for example. I don't know. Is there Whole Foods here in London?
Yeah. Yeah, we know. And like not even Arbonne, is it? Is that the ludicrous one where you sell your kidney to buy a milkshake?
Exactly. So when we get to the island, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't so superficial and ridiculous. It was a very natural, almost animalistic inner beauty that comes out. That waterfall scene really highlights it. And all of us women were very, very sensitive to this transformation. And Rachel had she had her hands in every decision, and it was such a wonderful collaborative experience.
I think when you talk about the inner beauty that comes out, that's the key for me. For me, it was less a transformation than a revealing of who this person really was under the surface, if left to grow on her own. The office and our civilization forced her into these little methods of behavior. But on the island, she's unrestricted and she grows strong physically. She learns things. She applies what she knows for the first time. She's unrestricted in her development of figuring out how to do things and running things well, and actually, forming the government. This is how things will run, and this is not how they will work. And yes, there's a lot of growing, but there's a lot of revelation as to who she is. We find out she's always been a little damaged, maybe because of her husband, maybe because of an upbringing. She may have murdered someone in the past. And she's like a seed that's planted in a very fertile place. And at first it blooms and grows, but then you find out it may have thorns in its DNA, and it may have a poisonous after effect to sniff that lovely scented flower. So it's as much a transformation as it is a revelation of who she is based on being on this island.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of sort of plotting the character development. I really like that. And just how did you get her attached? Was it tough to get her to play that kind of role? Was it hard to finance? Was it just something she immediately leapt into? Like, what was
She leapt into it and made it better.
Yeah.
She's the greatest actress. She's like, I can do that.
She seems like a go-getter. That's the impression. It feels like someone that does that.
She's a director's dream because she understands, she challenges the right things, and she makes everything deeper and better than you could have ever imagined as the director.
Was there anything on the shoot that was particularly difficult or challenging for both of you? It could be a particular scene or something that wasn't quite working, or maybe some change in the character that was in the script and it didn't feel right when you were shooting.
There were a lot of things like that, like there are on every picture.
Yeah.
You think, this isn't working. I thought this would work. And I guess the most challenging thing for this picture for me was we had to plot where the characters would be, what they would become, where they were relative to one another, where the potential romance was, and the changing of the identification of the audience with different characters, where we would be on that. And it was very complex. And like all films, we shot out of order. But it made this particular film very difficult to make because we'd start in Sydney, Australia, and we had to shoot scene 12, 22, 33, 98, etc. But not in chronological order, of course. But then we'd jump to Thailand on the beaches, and we'd have to shoot the odd scenes, and we'd find ourselves pegged into weird places that we didn't think we'd be. So we really had to accurately guess where we would be by scene 82. Now remember, he's betrayed you, but now you've found out that he's at this point, but you've forgiven him. And so we'd have to really track where we were in this crazy development switcheroo movie with changing audience identification as a factor. And that was the most difficult part for me.
And for you as a producer, Zainab?
Very similar to what Sam just said.
Yeah, chronology and the out of sync.
Yes, but with more of the physical attributes. For example, his beard growth,
right?
And his limp, and her physical transformation, and her confidence on the way she wears her clothing. So very similar, but more of the physical.
We've got probably just a wrap up really quick if we can. Just some advice for aspiring filmmakers, maybe something you learned on this film, really quick kind of soundbite or something maybe to finish.
Something I learned on this film is to find a way to get a yes. Making an original film is so difficult, and we heard no more than once. So find a way to get a yes.
Definitely. Okay, great.
And my advice for the young filmmakers is to not wait for anyone to give you a chance, because they won't. You don't go to Hollywood hanging out near the studios seeing if they need a second assistant camera. They won't. You have to make the movies on your own here and now. In London, you write 3 sentences, beginning, middle, and end. And the reason I say that is because it's so easy to say, I can't write a whole script, but you can write 3 sentences. Woman goes into shop, sentence 1. Sentence 2 is shop owner looks alarmed and slugs the woman across the face. Sentence number 3 is woman comes flying out of that shop, lands on the concrete, and a gun now scatters around her. She was robbing the place. She runs off. That's a simple story with a beginning, middle, and end. And you do it in 3 shots because it's so easy to write a 2-page script and think, I can never get all these people or all these props or the camera people. But if you're going to shoot 3 shots, you can do that. And you can make a movie, just 3. Then you cut them together and you show it. And you get the reaction from people. And they didn't like it. And you have to ask them, why didn't you like it? I didn't understand it. What didn't you understand? You have to go through these questions with them. Well, why did he hit her? Oh, well, she was robbing the place. Didn't you get that? That was a surprise ending I wrote? No, I didn't get it. Why didn't you get it? Well, how would I know she's robbing her? I didn't see her robbing the place. Well, didn't you see that gun at the end? No. Now you have to go back. You know what's wrong and reshoot. Reshoot the last sentence. Reshoot the shot where she got punched out of the store and landed on the sidewalk and the gun skittered to the floor. When she lands, get a little closer on that gun in that 3rd shot and bring in a sound effect of the skittering metal on the concrete to make the audience really aware. So you do that and you show it. They like the movie better now. But there's still something wrong. I don't know what the next thing is, but you've got to keep that process going and you will be a filmmaker. You don't leave it to anybody else.
That's an amazing example, and thanks very much. That's super helpful for the filmmakers.
Thank you.
Lovely to hear your process, and congratulations on the film. It's a real riot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely.
That was the amazing Sam Raimi and Zainab Azizi talking there all about Send Help and their careers and everything in between. Wow, Sam Raimi. He's such an inspiration. He should be an inspiration for you. Evil Dead was just so incredible. This is what we teach on this Filmmakers Podcast, to just go out there and do it. Go out and make a film. Go out and make and splash. Just go out and make and learn and practice and get better and better and better. And Sam Raimi did exactly that with Evil Dead. The story behind it is insane. How he got it made, how he got it distributed, and how he got it out there into the world. And you can too. You really can. And also Zainab Azizi, just two wonderful filmmakers, and it was a joy to have them on the podcast. Producing masterclass, some might say. Now, let's move on to the second part of today's Filmmakers Podcast, the second interview. Myself and Dom Lamar sat down with the star of Send Help, Dylan O'Brien. He talks about surviving Sam Raimi's world. He talks about Twinless as well, his amazing film that did really well in Sundance very recently. Some of Dylan's credits include Twinless, like I said, that won the Sundance Special Jury Award for acting. And then before that, Saturday Night, where he played Dan Aykroyd in the SNL origin story. And not long, actually, it was pretty much the same year, in M. Night Shyamalan's produced thriller Cado Lake. And then obviously he is known for the global blockbuster franchise The Maze Runner trilogy. So this is a fun one. This is the amazing Dylan O'Brien chatting to myself and Dom Lenoir.
Bonjour, compadre. It's the
Priceline Negotiator.
How do I negotiate so many great travel deals? My greatest gadget, the Priceline app. It's got hotel deals, flight deals, rental car deals, all of those deals in a bundle. Deals, game day deals, concert trip deals. No one deals more deals than Priceline. Hold your horses, there's more. The app lets you filter hotels by neighborhood, vibe, star level, and amenities like pools and spas and beachfronts and... Wait, I'm not done. Stop cutting me off.
Priceline.
Have you ever rearranged your furniture and discovered the carpet underneath looks brand new while the rest of it looks, well, not so new? It's time for a carpet upgrade. At the Home Depot, we have stylish choices at simple prices from all the top brands. Best of all, we can install it for you, starting at only 49 cents per square foot. So all you have to do is pick your perfect floor. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Exclusions apply for licenses. See homedepot.com/license numbers.
At first, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free. The truth is ours. It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
So from sunnier pastures to snowy wastes.
Yeah, what is this?
What is
a
it?
bit?
I think it's because I wanted.
I'm going to keep it. It's got to be something.
I wanted to be in Sundance. That's the theme.
Okay.
You know, I wanted to be in Sundance. Instead, we've got England, and it's not quite as exciting, but. This is exciting. And we're very happy to have you on the podcast.
Yeah. Cheers, thanks.
Yeah, congratulations to you. Great performance, an amazing film.
Thank you.
We did love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was different. I quite liked the difference for you as well.
Thanks.
Because it was unexpected.
He's a dickhead?
He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to be too rude.
Yeah.
But he comes
No, give it to me straight.
Yeah, he's a complete arsehole.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
He's got thoughts.
Cool, yeah.
Thoughts, yeah. So it was absolutely brilliant. We loved him because
Cheers.
You felt for him in the end. You grew with his
Okay. This is big.
his absolute deepness of him and where he came from.
I'm liking this feedback. What do you got?
It's got snowy
how do you find the humanity? How do you find the humanity in this guy? Snow guy. I'll say this.
Yeah, Snow guy. You're next.
I got called human merch stand by Rebecca Ferguson once. So
Yes.
Human merch stand?
Full on merch stuff.
I was merched up.
Was it your podcast stuff?
No, it was
What was the
I think
merch?
it was Top Gun. I had like a Top Gun jacket.
Oh, you merched up for Top Gun?
Oh, yeah.
That's why she roasted you.
That's why I roasted
did.
it. I think it was a compliment.
We'll go with it.
I don't know that it was.
No, it's like,
Whoa.
have you had your haircut? That was
Exactly.
it. Yeah, you just played.
So how do you find the humanity in a character that has so many traits that are like very tough to deal with? I mean, it's a tough thing to find the balance, really.
Yeah, I mean, I can find the humanity with anyone, I think. You know, I think it just sort of totally depends on how you
view people, your relationship to, I guess, what you're willing to forgive in people. I have like a firm belief that, every human, I don't think that people are born evil. I think that we all have experiences that affect us. I think that totally informs who we are, how we behave, how we move through the world, and seeing a character like this, the opportunity to kind of like play somebody who, sure, like, straight out of the gate, you're like, this is the worst guy ever, and that's fun too. That's fun to kind of like be that piece of the dynamic to lend to the piece as a whole, right? So that's just a fun thing to play. But then it's also extremely fulfilling to then humanize that very person later on. It's like it's a challenge, and but I do think it has to come from some sort of internal belief in people that I have. I mean, for both of these characters, I love how much depth there is, with them. It's so unexpected, I would say. Like, I feel like it's such a movie that can sort of set that initial dynamic and play that the whole way, right? Just that note. But it does kind of go through so many other different symphonies, and sequences like that surprise you. And I think that's what's fun about the piece, It
really is, yeah.
And in terms of like finding the comedy versus the drama, like how much, I mean, Rachel is incredibly funny, especially in this.
He's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in terms of how much is prepared, in terms of like maybe the jokes or the character dynamic, conversations with Sam, how much is sort of improvised in finding the comedy moments versus the drama on something like this?
Yeah, a lot. Sam's super open, and accepting of your ideas and contributions, anything you want to bring to the table. So from the get-go, that really breeds like a safe space to have those ideas and share them constantly, I mean, he even beyond just like ad-libbing, like he even the thing where my character misspells help on the beach, like that was just like I made it. I just was like, he should spell it wrong, and it should be revealed that it's a spell wrong. And he takes that and he's like, I love that. Let's do that. You know what I mean? So he's so embracing of your ideas like that, and that's so encouraging. So then that really sets the table for not even just Rachel and I, everyone on the crew. You know what I mean? He wants their contributions, and he genuinely gets like excited by things that really that he loves and that fit. And all of those things together, eventually, like that becomes the painting, and that's sort of like it's everyone's, and it's a really cool way to work.
I mean, you've worked with some amazing directors over your time as well, but Sam Raimi here, obviously everyone knows him from Evil Dead and Spider-Man and that world, and him coming back to the horror world as well a little bit.
Yeah.
How did that feel, sort of working with a director like this, and what do you look for and what do you want? Obviously, that a wonderful, amazing connection. And by the way, I love that it was your idea that it was Send Heppel. I almost thought it was going to come up at the end when the title comes up at the end. It's going to go Heppel, then it was going to switch around because it was such a cool little moment. Yeah. It was really nice.
That would be too far.
Well, right, sure. Sorry. God, that's why I don't do that.
That's why he doesn't pitch.
Don't say that to Sam.
Sam would have just gone, why have you done that? You've ruined the whole film. No, but yes.
I've been such a fan of Sam's my whole life, so I was just thrilled at the chance to work with him, and especially, there's something about he and Rachel also both. I think they're both highly selective with what they do. So that's like I've always been such a fan of both of theirs, like from far away, but also it's a good sign of kind of, I don't know, their integrity is like a human, where they spend their energy and things like that, like with their choices and how I guess precious they are with them. Sam hasn't taken the director's chair, I think twice since 2009, right? In the last like 15 years or so. So I note that, it's a filmmaker I'm such a huge fan of. And like, if he's signing up to direct, like, again, kind of a throwback piece for him a little bit. He hasn't done an original piece in a decade and a half, in a studio space. Like, that's exciting to me. That's like something that I would relish as a viewer and like to be a part of too. And with someone like Rachel, who I've looked up to most of my life, I mean, it was just a really thrilling opportunity. And then to have them both be such great humans and like so funny, and it was so comfortable. That goes a long way. If you're not comfortable, like I'm like a very, very sensitive to my environment, you know what I mean? So I would not have I don't think any of us would have been able to like flourish in that way if you're not comfortable. So
can you just talk a little bit? Something I really like about your performance in this and also in Twinless is the reactions. Like, it's not just about what you're doing as an actor. Like, I think the reactions you do are very funny. And I think a lot of the good sort of subtle comedy sort of comes from just a very small look or how you're reacting to a line or a bit of dialogue. Just in terms of like preparation when you're reading scripts, are you ever thinking about where you can strip back dialogue or where you can maybe throw a line away and just do a look or those kinds of conversations?
Oh yeah, certainly. And then it's so much of it is, you know, when you're putting it on its feet and over the years too of just kind of learning to dance with the camera, you know what I mean? This is such a specific medium, you know, in terms of like acting. Like it's not stage work, right? You're working with a camera that does change things, you know? So I think, like thinking of it from that technical standpoint is like very beneficial as well, and always sort of contextualizing, you know, where a look might play, you know, especially if it's in like a subtle comedy where you want most of it to come from grounded, rooted honesty, but you want to have a little bit of awareness of where you might squeeze a laugh, earned in an earned way, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. It's all that dance. It's getting it on its feet. It's like, you know, calibrating the scene, hearing it, is it working, and then also the relationship with the crew and working with the camera as well.
And then I suppose finally
wrap up question.
We're getting. I see all these limbs.
Signals.
Lovely. Okay, perfect.
Cool. And to bring it to Twinless as well, in terms of, and also when people pitch to you about films and directors, or they come to you with the project, what is it you look for? What is it that works for you with Sent Out, but you know, Twinless as well? What do you want from a director?
What made you jump into it?
For Twinless?
Let's do Twinless.
Well, it was just such a brilliant script, and it just felt so fresh, and I felt like I really understood the humor to it. I felt like I really understood the emotionality to it. Also, like when a movie can strike you that emotionally, but also be so funny, like that's like such a favorite thing of mine. And I found James really appealing. Like his script, first of all, was amazing. And then I watched his first film and I just felt like he was really, really talented, and that it could be really, really special. So, and you know, again, it's in a space where it's a movie I would want to go see. You know, it's something that like I just feel like, you know, I would love to see in the space. That movie was not easy to get made, you know?
I imagine,
And it's amazing that we did and that it even sort of found the audience that it did, and the reception that it had, you know, is a really special thing. And then Send Help is so, you know, check so many of the same boxes, you know, a filmmaker, you know, who I would really want to be in the hands of, who I am a massive fan of and think is really talented, and you can kind of feel safe in that space to stretch and take a swing. They're both swings. They're cool swings. Send Help is a swing in a studio space where I just feel like I'm, again, a fan of seeing out there. I feel like they're going a little by the wayside these days. Like they're getting rarer. It's a little bit of a relic, this film, you know? And so I was really stoked to get to be a part of something like that.
Yeah. And I love the originality of both films.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
The cinema, I feel like, needs that.
We got to bring those back. Yeah, we can't just keep making the same thing.
And this is it, and it's so inspiring to see, and new and originals are sent out. Well done.
I appreciate that. Man. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on the pod.
It's been great fun.
It's been fun. Well, there we have it. That was this week's Filmmakers Podcast, edited by Tobias V's. I am still in Bulgaria at the moment. There's a lot going on. I am in the throes of editing director's cut, producer's cut of Samadiva at the moment, my supernatural horror written by Johnny Grant. We are so close. We did a test screening last week. We got some amazing feedback, but also some invaluable notes. So we're doing an additional shoot in a week and a half with pretty much all the cast, so they're coming back over to Bulgaria. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them, but I'm also really looking forward to putting this scene in the film, which should really, really help tie everything together. And you know what? I love how Hollywood makes movies. They make movies and they know they're going to do reshoots. With indie films, it's very rare you get to do that. You get what's in the can. And what studio movies do quite a lot of the time is they shoot it and then they know that there's budget because it's there in the budget. It's there. They allocate it in the budget for you to know that you're going to do some pickups. You might do some additional photography. You might need a hand shot. You might need a wide shot of the location. And it's wonderful to know that that's on offer. I do not rely on this and I try and get everything as we are shooting. However, knowing that we can bring the cast back over here, knowing that we can get these shots is just incredible. And I feel very blessed and very honored, and it's really going to help the film. So I'm doing that. I'm deep in that at the moment. We're also delivering sessions at the moment. There's been a lot of buzz online in the last week. So if you're not following Sessions the Film on Instagram, please do. You get firsthand what's going on with that movie at the moment. That is in Berlin Festival, is in the Berlinale, in the market, I should say, not the festival. It is in the Berlinale right now. They're selling it, hopefully all around the world. We haven't got sales and distributed in the UK. We're saving that. But for international, they are doing great guns and it is amazing. And Sam Adiva's also there. We've cut an amazing little teaser trailer and let's see how that gets on. I'll let you know what the teams say when they get back. They get back to Bulgaria and tell me how it's got on over there at the Berlinale. Anyway, exciting times. I will see you all next Tuesday. Well, in fact, I think we've got an episode coming up on Saturday with Corin Hardy. The movie's called Whistle, and Corin Hardy is an excellent director. He made The Nun. And he's just so cool. He also did Gangs of London on TV. Huge director. And what a great guy. I had a lovely chat with him myself, and him sat down and really shot the breeze about filmmaking. So that is an excellent one. Listen out for that. I think it's going to drop Saturday. The episodes just keep getting better and better. Well, they're better and better, but they just keep coming. Because next week we're going to have Bart Layton, the director of Crime 101, the new Chris Pratt movie. It is sensational. It's a sensational movie, Crime 101. I loved it. So we're talking Bart Layton next week. So I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. I hope you have an amazing week. Go out there and do something to make your film happen. Just go to an event. Just email someone. Just go, hey, do you want to read my script? Do you want to talk about this project? Be inspired. That's what this is about. That's why we do it. That's why I keep doing intros and interviewing people so that we can learn and get better and grow and become better filmmakers. And just go out there and if you haven't made something yet, go make it. Go be proud. I can't wait to hear what you've done. Do reach out and let me know. So until Saturday or next week, take care. And if you are lucky enough to rise up and do well, as Sam Raimi has done, then you have to send the elevator back down and help others as well. We'll see you next. I always say we'll see you next Tuesday. But we will see you on Saturday and then next week as well. Amazing times. Take care, everyone. I've been Giles Alderson. Hey, it sounds like I'm doing a proper... I've been Giles Alderson. But I have been. I still am and I still will be. Until I'm trying to put the mic away now. I'm trying to stop speaking, Giles. That's the end of the podcast. See you later. Bye. Go do some work, Giles.